Alright, Shalom Israel, Shalom. Here to you again with another quick one. Alright, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But first, before I start, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Now, as you're seeing here on your screen, just hitting bases with these different problems that people going through, with credit cards, debts, school loans, and that a lot of oppressing, and by the hands of this man here, right? Because he's calling himself, he's calling himself now, he calling himself I think he calling himself a lord, something like that. He ruling Babylon, he say. And yeah, there's a new thing he's saying now. He's ruling Babylon and he's ruling the world. This is the pride of this man. Alright? This is the thoughts of his mind. Alright? Really and truly is the elites that controlling him, but he has that aura about him that he does give out, that he don't stand shit from people. He's just one of those kinds. He's actually Nero in spirit, as we believe, with his draconian laws and whatnot. But enough about him right now. Let's get into seeing these people being oppressed.
Welcome back to the Edwards Report. My name's Kalen, and credit card debt in America has officially crossed $1.2 trillion in 2025.
You hear how much? You hear how many? Alright? And hey, it's going to be climbing more and more, because things not going to get better. Alright, things are not going to get better. We see in the direction this world is down already heading. Alright? Let's get a quick precept there. This is Proverbs 29 verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Alright? But when the wicked bear it rule, the people mourn. And this is what you're seeing right now, people mourning. You're not seeing anyone rejoicing. You're not seeing anyone happy of the things that they're going through, with a smile on the face or whatever the case may be. No. You're seeing a lot of angry faces. You're seeing a lot of people who oppress. When I scroll along here, it says this one saying we won't pay. Student loans are destroying paychecks. Alright. So on another student loan, we seeing empty shelves coming down just now, because these ports are closing down. It have nothing really coming in, because of all these tariffs and all these things, more credit cards debt. Alright, more credit cards debt. Alright, a lot of you people today out there are basically true. Look what the brother, the beloved brother here, GMS North Carolina 777, you could subscribe to him. He just put up a video about 42 minutes ago, right? Tough times ahead, right? So, it have nothing good coming out of anything, this economy, this whole world is going to be destroyed, is going to be finished. Alright? We see the Lord is returning. Alright? You're going to see more uproars of people.
That's a new all-time high. So is the issue the inflation and the rising cost of living, or is it people, their bad decisions, and trying to keep up with the Joneses? Let's find out.
$47,000 worth of credit card debt, and I recently shared how much was on each card and what the minimum payments are, but I keep getting asked what the interest rate is on each card, so let's
find out.
$47,000 worth of credit card debt, and I
$47,000 in credit cards debt, right? So Esau gave all your things to basically count on. He wants people to basically what? He wants people to depend on him. Alright? You can't they make up a system where it is when you make certain amount of cash, you cannot hold a certain amount of cash at your home. So say that the most you could hold at your home is 20,000. But if you have more than that, and say something do happen where they raid your house for some reason, for somebody else, they come in for whatever the case may be, and they happen to come across a lump sum of money which is your money, and you have 25,000, right? And their rule, their law is that you're not supposed to have 20,000. I don't know how it is in some other countries, but it have I just drawing a reference here, right? When they come in and they happen to see that 25,000 that you have there, guess what they're going to do? They're going to seize that, all right, because it passed the limit, all right? They're not going to say that they're going to take just 5,000 and leave you with the other 20. No, they're going to take all, and this is the ways of these devils. This is their laws. They expect you to come to their banks to basically depend on them. You need a home to own. You have to go to the bank to get a loan. You need a car. You have to go to the bank to get a loan. All right. They give you something called credit cards. So it's basically like a mini bank you hold in your hand, and you're taking loans to put gas in your car. To buy groceries and whatnot. And a lot of people right now, they're using these loans to buy groceries because things is hard. Alright? Things is very hard. Alright? They keep oppressing the people more and more. Alright? That's why in the scriptures that I read earlier, when the wicked bear it rule, the people mourn. Alright? And he's attacking who? Israel. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today. Our people also look like the other nations also, because we are scattered abroad on the four corners of the earth, right? But he also attacking his own people, all right? That's just to show you the wickedness of these devils. Let's continue here.
Let's find out.
$47,000 worth of credit card debt, and I recently shared how much was on each card and what the minimum payments are, but I keep getting asked what the interest rate is on each card, so let's go through them. This card has a 28.24% interest rate.
28? Oh my goodness, that is criminal.
This one has 28.15%. This one is at 27.24%. Topping it off at 29.99%. 20.74%, 27.74%, 18.99%, and on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, we have 12.99%.
Oh, TJ Maxx, $9,562.30.
One store? Pookie, what are you doing? Ain't nothing in TJ Maxx that nice anyway.
And I'm trying to pay off my Affirm Klarna loans. So as you can see, it's $9,562.30 that I owe. Now you are seeing a over limit because this account is closed. It's in hardship. It is officially on 0% for 60 months. If I only made the minimum payment, which was a little over $300.
22 years? It would take her 22 years?
A month, $250 if I wasn't paying a late fee that month, was 22 years, and it would total $32,199 with an interest rate on purchases of 32.24%.
I just had a real come to Jesus moment. about my finances. I started off this year determined to spend less money and funnel all of that into my credit card debt, which is high. It's a lot. Which that
You know, everybody going through the same thing. You know?
Economy is good right now. I don't want to hear shit that the economy is good right now. The economy is so good, oh my god, we're on the up. No, we're fucking not. My tacos are $3.25 each right now. Each! They used to be $1.75. I just paid $12 for 2 fucking tacos in a medium horchata. I used to be able to get 2 tacos in a large horchata, hand them a $10 bill, and get change back. What the fuck? I don't want to hear.
You know, people even vex about the fast food they eating. You know? The little fast food that they eating, and they, you know, that's not even good for you anyway. But this is the direction that Esau wants to make everybody go at. You know, people, you know, they are to depend on him, and that's what he wants. Alright, he wants to oppress people day by day. Alright, this is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 16. It says, he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Alright, and hey, Esau is going to pay for all these things that he have been doing. Alright, because yes, our people today, which are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you know, we went against the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, reason being, now why we being ruled over by these elites today, you know, is because we sin against the Mosai, right? So these devils was just to basically rule over us at a particular point of time, but you know, they push the afflictions. You know, the scriptures talk about that's roughly paraphrasing, they forward the afflictions. Alright, let me read it here now. Let me read this here now, the NLT real quick. It says, a person who gets ahead by oppressing the poor, you know, which is Esau, Edom, and whatnot, you know, they like to take advantage of the poor. You know, they strive on that. You know, they get a high over those things. You know, oppressing people. All right. It says, or by showering gifts on the rich will end in poverty. You know, and these devils today, you know, they are going to end in poverty just now. You know, Esau is going to go through his time very soon. You know, for all the wickedness that they did to Israel. All right. Now let me just get let's go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 1. And we'll start. Let me see. Let's start from verse 12 and jump down. You know, it have a point here I want to get to. This is Zechariah 1 and 12. It says, Then the angel of the Lord Yahweh answered and said, O Lord Yahweh of hosts, how long wilt thou have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah, against which thou hast had indignation these 70 years? Right? So the Lord had a particular time, you know, a particular time that he was basically angry with Israel, right? Let me see. And it says here, verse 13, and the Lord Yahweh answered the angel, what talk with me, that Salakia that talked with me with good words and comfortable words. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, Cry thou, saying, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, I am jealous of Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. Now there's the point here, right? This is the point here. Let me just highlight it here for you all to see. Alright? There's the point here I get into with these devils. Alright? It says, verse 15, and I am very so displeased with the heathen. Who's the heathen? When you read Psalms 83 and you go through that script here, you're gonna see where Esau Edom is the number one heathen, come down to all these other different heathens, these different tribes that came together to basically put us in slavery, to put us in captivity, to put us in a oppressing state, right? And Esau is a man also that he is wicked to his own self, so he will not be good to you in any kind of way, right? Zechariah 1:15, it says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they help forward the affliction. You see that? So the Lord was just a little displeased with Israel, but the heathens came along and they did what? They forward the affliction. They come against us. They have us in a different way right now. Being oppressed. Wanting help and all these things. The scriptures say what? We will be subject to payments. Alright? And we seeing it happening. We are subject to payment. This is the curses on Israel. Alright? Alright, let's go to Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us. Alright? Who scattered us? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because we went against his laws, statutes, and commandments. So therefore the Lord scattered us on the four corners of the earth. That's why our people also look like the other nations. Alright? So you might see some people looking like so-called Edomites and whatnot. Alright? They could be Jakes also. Alright? But right now the Lord also turning the tables where these heathens also getting the full blow, just like what we used to get before. Right? We getting the full blow also. We getting the blow also. Our people are talking about. Alright? Our people still getting the blow, but the Lord is turning it around where it is these heathens are feeling the same pinch. Because of why? Because of this man here. Alright? Let's come back here. This is Baruch 3 and 8 again. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We're speaking here about the nation of Israel. Alright? Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. Right? A reproach and a curse. Alright? And to be subject to payments. Subject to payments. So it doesn't matter what you try to do, you try to get wrong, you cannot escape it. Alright? This is something that is going to come upon the whole earth, and this is what Esau wants. Esau wants chaos. He wants people to raise up and create an uproar. He has technology, he has all kind of different things that he has hide away, being ready to be released, to give it some test runs on your stupid ass, excuse me. So when it is all raised up, and cause an uproar, he has his humanoid robots, he has his dogs, his robot dogs. He have all these devices to basically help bring a order, to push fear into people in order to push that MOTB, that RFID total chip, right? Continuing here, it says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, right, which were also or yourself, because you all were your forefathers, right? If only understand reincarnation, all right? It says, which departed from the Lord our power, all right? So because all you departed from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, you're in captivity still, right? And you have to turn back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You have to accept Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in these times that you're living in right now, all right? Because he is that strong tower that is going to be able to save you, that is going to be able to protect you, all right?
It's a lot, which that in and of itself is like a huge point of shame and embarrassment for me, that I'm trying to work through the feelings and the debt all at the same time. I started off January so strong with eating at home, not spending money on fast food and eating out, and it really went downhill quick. So it's a new month, February just started, gonna get paid this week, and I decided to just total up how much money I spent on food in January, along with like reestablishing a budget, and it was shocking. This is so horrifying to say, but I'm gonna say it because I need to say it out loud to someone else. I spent, as a single person, just me, almost $700 on groceries and eating out in January, which is truly unreal, unacceptable. I was doing all the math, I was creating a new budget, and if I actually stuck to the budget I created, I would have like almost $800 every month to put towards my credit card debt.
Isn't it so interesting?
And also, hey, as the scripture say, money is a defense, wisdom is a defense, just roughly paraphrasing, all right? And, the money, which is a defense to most of you people out there today, they're going to count on that, because you need money to get by. But wisdom also is a defense, but wisdom is a defense for these last days that we're living in. And we as the men of the Lord have that wisdom. Abaratazah, the Lord keep that wisdom, keep that knowledge, keep that understanding, keep that spirit upon us to endure to the end. All right? Lord willing, we be part of that hopefully elect number. All right? Because wisdom is what is going to get you by in these last days. Right? The hard times, the hardships. We understand, we had to eat less. We had to go through these things for now, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It is right there, So there's no time to really give in to Esau Edom with his bullshit. All right? Let Esau stay by himself. All right? Because this devil today is only about the dollars. He's only about the money. All right? This is what he wants. All right? And it's going to get him richer and richer. All right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. All right? It got by what? Deceit. So all these credit cards and all these bank loans and school loans and all these different things is just the way of Esau giving you things to be able to oppress you, to be able to have you always given to him. You always have to give to him. You always have to give to him, because why? He loves money. He loves riches. He wants everything. He wants your blood. This is the way of Esau Edom today. He will hit your smooth words to make you believe a lie. Give you, create things in a factory that doesn't cost nothing much to make. We see the videos that was circulating with China, making about 80 about 80 something % of the stuff that the products that you all have in all your home today, China have been making it all along, and these different businesses, you know, has been amping up the prices because they're paying basically for a brand. You know, a brand is more expensive than the fucking than the item itself. You know, just the name of the brand, it's more expensive than the item. You could ever believe shit? So something that doesn't fucking exist. So this is just to show you that, you know, hey, this world today is completely gone and it's not going to get better, you know, because everything right now is what? It's just vanity and vexation of spirits. Alright, continuing here, it says, I'm going to read it over, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Alright? From one people to another. We as Israelites, we had rulership at one point of time. Right? And right now we seeing Esau Edom, you know, taking up that mantle, basically pushing and oppressing people more and more. Alright? So right now they are in rulership, you know. Alright, one more script here and we'll close it off. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 14. It says, I have seen all the works. I'm going to highlight it for you so you could see it. It says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirits. Alright? All is vanity and vexation of spirit. So this way of this world that you that you all believing and trusting in is not excuse me, is not to be part of. Alright? Turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright? Turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That is where the true help is. Alright? It might be hard at first, but you have to have faith. You know, the Lord is not just going to give you everything like that. He's going to put you through some trial tests, you know, to see how are you going to hold up for Him. Alright? But you have to have faith. That's why when the Lord return, as the scriptures say, shall He find faith on the earth? Yes, He will. He will find faith. But He's going to find faith from a remnant of people, which are the Israelites. Alright, which are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today, which are only the 1/3 of that portion. Alright? Starting with the 144,000 men. Right? Those are going to have faith. So with that, I hope this lesson here was edifying to the nation of Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.